Mic check. Morning Masters Podcast. Man, of course, me, I got a special guest. I got my guy Mike in the building. What's going on, man?
What's going on with you, bro?
Hey, how you say your last name?
Couvson.
All right, I ain't want to say it wrong. Sometimes I'm reading wrong, but education.
Nah, man, you good, man. It's a hard name to pronounce sometimes.
It's all good. Hey, how you been, man? You been all over the place.
Yeah, man, I've been good, man. Just been staying low, working out, trying to get the magic straight, just really been perfecting my craft, honestly.
I know we're gonna talk about basketball and magic. I do want to kind of just give a little rundown early on what that is. You say you're busy with magic. What is that? And give me a small sample of it before we get to the big sample of it.
Well, pretty much, man. A lot of people didn't know, man. I am actually the sole owner of the Garden City Magic. For a minute, I had let people believe I was just a player.
I thought so too.
Yeah. So no, I was
fool me.
Yes. So yeah, I'm the sole owner of the Magic. What I did was I made sure we had sponsorships and make sure we had the proper backing to get this thing off the ground. I did all the meetings and stuff like that. I designed our jerseys and our warm up tops. I just did a light logistics stuff, but I handled the business side of it.
So let me ask you this: what at first were you ever just a player, or from the get go you just?
No, from the get go I was straight owner. It was my idea to start this thing. Like I said, I will probably touch on it a little bit later, but I wasn't always an owner. I was just a player. But I got my start playing with a different team into this league. So yeah, one day I just decided I wanted to own my own team.
All right. Well, look. Let's. I want to tell you a story. I want to get to it from the beginning. So let's start. Way back. I'm not sure how old you are. I ain't gonna throw it out there. I see you got a little gray, but I don't think
we can throw it out there, man, because it's a big deal. I'm 30. I'll be 37 on 24th of this month.
You look good. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. You look real lean. From when I first met you.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a story when I first met you real quick? Because you might have noticed, right?
Yeah.
When I first met you, we was at the Lowe's tournament. We played ball and stuff, right? And I was obviously. I'm saying like it's a long time ago. I just felt younger because I've gained weight and you lost weight, so I feel weird, right? But I was a lot slim and lean at the time, kind of like you are now.
Yeah.
And they told me David was like, I got Mike, coming He said he played, and it's kind of we're gonna talk about later, right? I was like, where he played at? He's like, played at Glen Hills. I'm like, all right, well, I never heard of Mike. All right, whatever, no big deal. All right, David said he's nice. That's how I looked at it. David said he's nice. First time you played whatever. But instantly I said, okay, he can shoot.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I could shoot too. And I remember like that day, I was shooting good up until how we started playing. Yeah. Right? So we started playing, and then like you was like, I don't know, I might have shot 3 threes. I might miss all 3, who knows? Yeah. But then you was like, hey man, step in a little bit. And that's the last, as a shooter, that's the last thing you want to hear. It's like, oh yeah, he's saying, hey, you ain't making no shots, brother. Come on, pull it in. That ain't your range.
No, man. I was just like, hey man, step in a little bit, and I like, man, watch it fall.
That's not falling. Yeah. Nah, it's just funny when you said it. I'm like, yeah, that's a shooter. A shooter knows that. Only it would take a shooter to know that. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, as a shooter, you're not trying to hear that. Like step in. It's my range. You're talking about. I'm trying to step back a little bit.
Yeah, I know how that feeling is. Like, hey man, you shooting too much. Like, hey man, no, I'm not really shooting too much, man. It's just like, hey man, this is my spot.
Right. But I always like your game to how you like, cause your pull up. It's not like it's because head fake is like you telling us you're gonna pull up regardless whether you in my face or not. But it's about up to you whether you're gonna block the shot. Yeah. That's how I always seen you pull up. It's not nothing fancy. It's just like, hey, I'm coming down. Hey, y'all come in front of me if I want to.
Yeah.
But let's go back a little bit before we get into that. Let's go back. So like when you start playing basketball, like what was your like your childhood like? Was it something you want to do all your life? What was your main sport type stuff?
Honestly, man, a lot of people who do have conversations with me don't realize, man, I never wanted to play basketball. I wanted to play baseball. Baseball was my sport. I used to play strikeout with my dad. Like we used to take some tape and put it on the wall, and we played strikeout. But the best way I learned how to play baseball was with a wiffle bat and a wiffle ball, which is a thin yellow bat and it's a white ball with holes in it. So it's constantly moving, so it helps my hand-eye coordination. So that's how baseball was big with me. And like baseball, I know how to bat on both sides. I can hit left and right.
Ambidextrous.
Yep. And I played third base and shortstop. Before I got hurt at 17, I was throwing mid 80s to early low 90s.
Now you're talking to somebody who don't know about baseball enough. Mm-hmm. How rare is that
At my age, I was throwing like that at 14.
Oh, damn. Okay, so that is rare.
Yeah, so baseball was my sport. Basketball was just a hobby. It was just something that just helped me. It helped me make more friends because a lot of people ain't really into baseball.
Well, you're black too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. You know what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying. I made. That's how I was able to make friends. I made friends. I had white friends and I had black friends. But you know what I'm saying. Like I had some close friends that did play baseball. And when I moved down here from San Francisco, because a lot of people know I'm not from here.
So let's come back a little bit. Let's come back a little bit. Okay, when you moved to Augusta?
I moved to Augusta at 9.
Okay, so your first 8, 9 years of life, you lived in San Fran.
Yep, and then I moved back. I stayed with my dad for a year. When I was 11 years old, Georgia wasn't where I wanted to be because I wanted to be with my dad. So I moved out there with him. And the funny story about him was I got to their school late, 7th grade. So it's out there is a little bit different. If you're in 7th grade, you can play varsity. So they told coach, like, I got my son, he can play. So I'm talking about no baseball gear, no nothing. I'm talking about I'm in full dress clothes. And the coach came me out there. He was like, where do you play? I was like, I pitch and shortstop and third. So I'm talking about jeans, long sleeve shirt, no cleats, no nothing. He gave me a raggedy glove. True story. Like, he had me go up against his varsity. So struck out the varsity. Next thing you know, 2 days later, had a uniform. I was starting.
7th grade.
7th grade.
Playing high school. Varsity.
Yep.
San Francisco.
Yep. San Francisco. And same thing with basketball. My dad told me like he can play basketball. 7th grade, play varsity.
Damn. So all right. So you play out there. So what makes you come back?
I wanted to.
It seemed like you're successful out there.
I miss my sisters. My sisters stayed behind. It was just me. Yeah, I miss my sisters. I had wanted to come back, especially my little sister, because my older sister, she was getting to her teens, so she was doing her own thing. But my little sister was the real reason why I came back, because she was my partner in crime. Everything we did growing up, all the stuff we seen, and like we came down here together 3 days.
Describe that a little bit, like tell me the dynamic of y'all relationship. Like how close are y'all? Like,
well, the stuff that we grew up, we had to stay together. You know what I'm saying? Like all the, our parents and, our house was a little broken. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed of it. Our house was a little broken, but we had to stay together. So we came down here together. I'm talking about a 3-day ride. 3-day ride from San Francisco to Augusta, Georgia, 3 days. So, I always said that I would never leave her. I'll always stay with her. You know what I'm saying? So, and we never apart. We was never apart because we close in age. So, like our relationship, our bond goes deeper than a lot of people understand. So yeah, and
that's dope. I asked that question because when people talking here and they telling their story, sometimes you can get caught up in the story. So I have to ask that question because you spoke about her, but I'm like, let me dig deeper into that because for you to leave that being so successful, 7th grade, varsity. That's a story in its own, and I'm pretty sure had you stayed there, I'm like, hey, he been playing varsity since this grade. That's like a start of a story about a person. Yeah. So to come back, it has to be something meaningful here for you to be like, hey, that's cool and all, but I miss my sister. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. You come back. So describe to me how was like when you come back. What's the change like? The atmosphere like? Augusta's more political when it comes to sports. So
so came back my 8th grade year. Glen Hills Middle. So Glen Hills Middle, I got cut. I didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Coach McRae. I mean, it was some tough guys to play behind. It was George Brown, David Williams, those kind of guys.
But you said 8th grade, so you got.
I came back. When I came back, I was in 8th grade. Still time me being 8th grade. So Glen Hills Middle was where I was zoned for.
Gotcha.
So that's where my life changed big as far as friends, because and that's gonna play a big part into where I'm at now. So tried out 8th grade year, didn't make it. But I know why I didn't make it, because the same kid that was playing in 7th grade didn't come with me. I was scared to shoot. I was nervous. I was small.
You weren't the same Mike.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I was just, honestly, it wasn't serious to me. It wasn't serious to me. Baseball wasn't either. Because I remember my science teacher, his name was Ron Goldman. He was like, Couvson, you want to come try for baseball? Yeah, I'm come. Never went.
What was it about life that was going on at that time that made you feel like disconnected from the sports?
I don't know. I just was like, I don't want to do it.
So it just seems so like think about what you're telling me. Like,
and then like, I didn't want to do it, and plus my cousin Daniel Rowland, he wasn't old enough. So I was like, I want to play rec baseball with my cousin. So that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I want to play with my cousin. So he couldn't play for the school, so I'm gonna play with him. So it just, and then I always knew in the back of my mind, my grandma was gonna sign me up for rec. So it didn't.
Was your mom living with you at the time?
No. My parents stayed in California.
Okay. Yep. You just came down.
I came with my grandparents. Yeah, my grandparents raised me.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm following a little bit more now.
Yeah, my grandparents raised me, and so I wanted to play. I wanted to play with my cousin, my cousin Daniel Rowland. I wanted to play with him.
What your dad say about this?
My dad was okay with it because I tried out and got cut. But the baseball,
did you tell him the truth though? Like you tried out and got cut, but you didn't get cut. You wasn't.
I didn't go at it like I should have. But I got cut. But you know what I'm saying? I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. So, but I did disappoint him when I got to high school though, because I tried out for the team, made the team, but I quit. But the reason why I quit was because
don't tell me about another cousin or sister.
No. Okay. I quit because I wanted to prove a point. Because people, when I got to Glen Hills in 9th grade, I didn't have a name. I was just sharing Couvson's little brother. That's all I was. Like, oh, you sharing little brother? Like, I do got a name, like, you know. But you know, like it was some, like when I got there, I was like, okay, I can play, but you know what I'm saying. I made the team. I was like, you know what? I don't want to play. I just want to show that I can play. You know what I'm saying? So
what's up? Why you got this chip on you? Why you had this like this rebellious aura around you? Like, I'm gonna show y'all.
Because I just always never felt like I belonged. So it's kind of like you know, like you're an awkward kid. You know what I'm saying? Like who? What
was awkward? What was awkward about you? You gotta think. I only know Mike. Mike, I knew. I knew. They joke about this. I don't know if it's only to you. If it's to everybody, they say it just got good. I don't know if that pertains to you or not.
That does pertain.
We'll get into that later.
That does pertain. But
I know that Mike. I only know the good Mike. I don't know.
Well, like I used to get picked on the way I run or like my shooting form and all that stuff when I was like still an infant in basketball. In basketball years. So it's kind of like, okay, well, I was real sensitive to that. So I was kind of like, I didn't really want people to see that or anything like that. But I was I had my friends, but they didn't try out for the team. So they was like, let's go play rec ball together. And that's what I went and did. Because I felt comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable playing for Glen Hills.
So I had this conversation with someone, and it was younger kid, so it's not the same. But I was telling them like, yo, kids get more comfortable the more and more they play with the same people sometimes. Mm-hmm. So you'll go to the same park for a long time. You'll go to the same rec for a long time. If you just move someplace or you're in a different area and you go to one recreation, they all know each other. Yeah. By nature, you're not going to feel comfortable playing with them.
Right.
No matter how good you think you are or not, until they accept you as being good or like I'm better than them and I can compete with them, right?
Right.
So I don't know if that had anything to do with you with the Glen Hills and stuff, because them guys, Glen Hills, they breed some real strong, tough, good players.
And that time, it was guys like Gable Conley, William Fuquay, Michael Sims, guys of that, Nate, guys of that caliber. Is like, I know I could play, but I just didn't feel. I just felt like if I would have made it, I wouldn't have felt accepted. So it was kind of like, just go play with your friends, man.
But it's hard, and I'm not saying this is. I'm not to giving an excuse, because I want them guys to know that they good. They are good.
Yeah.
But it's hard to come in a situation where y'all in 8th grade this time, right? So
I'm in 9th grade now, because 8th grade I got cut. You know what I'm saying? But,
okay, so 9th grade, but naturally speaking, they already a cohesive group already. Mm-hmm. They already know they're gonna play. Mm-hmm. They confidence through the roof because they already being watched. Yeah. They played 8th grade. They ain't get cut. They played. You know what I'm saying? They already know they next up.
Yeah.
That knowing you next up will give you an extra boost of confidence sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That you probably just didn't have it at the moment. So it makes sense of why you playing back, why you not all the way in it.
Yeah. It's
other hurdles you have to climb and stuff before you can actually even get that confidence.
Right.
That I don't think people speak about. And I think that it's a lot of people. It's more people like that than the other way around.
Yeah.
Because once you in. It's like as long as you keep your grades and clean, you kind of good. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the ones who everybody know in school, 9 times out of 10, the best player ain't even on the team. Probably. I'm just speaking factually because either whether it's the dynamic of the home or they just bad grades, whatever can be, stuff they not battling or they got to battle. But I say that in the sense of like, so you even what you are now, who said you couldn't be that then? It's just. You didn't unlock it in time. You know what I'm saying? Because of everything else is in your mind. You worry about this stuff that really don't matter when you were a kid. Yeah. But when you were a kid, it matters to you.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you saying, what you said? You said, I'm not sharing. That don't matter.
Yeah.
Cause had you just killed, you wouldn't been sharing with your brother no more.
Right.
You'd been, that's Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like,
quitting just made it worse, really.
Yeah, it did. And then it was like, well, I'm going to go play with my friends. And like at that time, my best friends was Antonio Weems, Frank White, Robert Hernandez. So we really that's who I played ball with. That's who I played, my rec games with. And Frank White was my coach, his dad. He coached me for a long time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, my 9th and 10th grade year, I tried out again, 10th grade year, made it again, quit.
Oh yeah, you playing around now. You like that person that keep quitting the job and then they got a job, then they come back.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like, all right, like dude, you doing this, so all right, we're gonna go play.
What's making you quit? Like what, it has to be something I say that this is the day I'm not coming to practice. This is the day I'm just giving my jersey.
10th grade time I quit was because it's like, bro, you're not gonna play. You're just gonna be going to the games, just be going. So let's just just cut it all off and just go pay your little $20 and go play for Coach Frank with the rest of your friends.
See, okay, now can we speak on that for a second? Yeah. Because I also spoke to not even the same person, but just people in general that got kids in rec, and I tell them like, when you're young, it's all well and fine. I see pictures of the Reggie Middletons and Harold Dobies and the PJs and all of them playing rec because they're young. It's no league for you yet. Yeah. Right. Now I don't know when you was in school how it was, but I know when I went to Butler, the years I went. I remember somebody saying, I got a game, and we had a game that day, so everybody, was talking to that, and then people like, hey, where you going? We got a game. I was like, no, I was at the rec. Yeah. And start laughing at them. Yeah. They start laughing at them like I didn't know the bad thing. I'm not from here. I'm just like, I'm on the team, so I'm not tripping, but I'm not playing either. He probably play over there. He gonna pay $20, he wanna play, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably not playing tonight, but I'm on the team. Yeah. But I didn't know that was a thing that was like, frowned upon or looked at like a different league, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was kind of like man, you play rec, you kind of like pretty much like, hey man, you just ain't good enough to play for a school.
That's what I didn't know that was a thing. I'm like, what if your grades just bad and you can't like? Because some people are not gonna do good schoolwork. Yeah, or they don't care about school, but they want to hoop, so they gonna go to rec because you don't need no grades. It's no complication. I'm paying the money. I'm gonna play.
Nope. Like that's what it was. Tim, like that's what it was. You play red ball, hey man, you just ain't good enough to play school ball. But that wasn't the truth. It was some good. It was a lot of guys who tried out that got cut, and it was like, well, I'm going to go play rec because, like you said, I mean, we know Augusta sometimes is a little political when it comes to it.
But can we speak on that time frame and that, for that era of Glen Hills? Yeah, getting cut is probably not the worst thing because the talent level was so high. That school.
It was, but it was also some controversy in there too. You know what I'm saying? But like 9th and 10th grade, the rosters for JV and varsity for Glen Hills, it would have been hard to crack to get on the floor at that time.
What year you graduated?
I graduated in 03. Cause see like the 8th grade class, our 8th grade class, I had George and all them guys. Like George Brown is a big deal for me. He's a big influence for me because he was the standard to me. You know
standard of high school basketball player?
I didn't really get to know George until my senior year. And we graduated together. I really didn't get to know him till then.
Why?
Because I actually stayed on the team this time for my 12th grade year. But the reason why I stayed on the my 12th grade year was because Jamal Bates.
Yeah, I was gonna bring him up in a joking way, but I ain't gonna do it now.
I stayed on. We tried out. Honestly, I'm being transparent. I shouldn't even made the team that year. I got outplayed by Damian Upton. I got outplayed. Like he should have been there instead of me. But Coach Quarles, God rest his soul, because he saw something in me and kept me there. But I didn't want to play.
So you mentioned Jamal Bates. So y'all playing the team together as well?
Yeah, like Jamal Bates is a big factor on the just got good piece. Like I couldn't dribble. I couldn't do anything but just stand in the corner or elbow or anything like that to shoot. I couldn't do any of that till I met him. So Jamal inspired me to be a better ball handler because he was one of the best ball handlers I ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't meet Jamal till 10th grade year. And then we've actually played a season together, a rec season together, our 11th grade year. And then me and him became close. And then my 12th grade year, we made the team, but I didn't want to play because I knew I wasn't going to play.
What's up with you?
Because I knew I wasn't going to play. And I was like, I wanted to go play. I wanted to go play rec. But I had developed so many friendships through rec up to that point. Like, my best friends on the team was Mike Carter, Josh Smalls, Jamal Bates, Harmer Prince, Buddha, Jonathan Williams, and David Williams. And then I was building a relationship with George Brown. You know what I'm saying? Because he was, like I said, he was the standard to me. Like he was my high school GOAT.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like with him, I was just always watching him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how he played, how he moved.
So, like, did you even go to the games in high school?
Yeah, I went. I
but
finished
you had your
season.
own games.
I finished the whole season. I actually played some.
Your 12th grade year.
Yeah, I actually played some. I got in the game a few times.
So let's run it back. I want to run it back to just for clip purposes, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's take it. So 7th grade, you go to.
I go to California.
Go back to Cali. You going back to Cali. All right. You played on their varsity high school team, right?
Yeah.
In 7th grade, you wowed them in street clothes.
Yep.
All right. Play basketball over there too.
Yep.
All right. You miss your sister. Crazy. Relationship, crazy bond, close and tight.
Yep.
So you come back home, understandable, definitely. Family first. All right, and then from there, you don't make the 8th grade team.
Right.
So you went from being on a middle schooler and a high school team, varsity, to coming home, not even making the 8th grade team.
Yeah.
Okay. Then from next year, you make the 9th grade team, but you quit.
Yeah. Because
I'm not Sharon's little brother.
Yeah.
I'm Mike. All right. Yeah. Get my name right, goddamn it.
Yeah.
All right. And then in 10th grade, you make it again, but you quit.
Yeah.
And you didn't say 10th grade why you quit. Yes. No,
I want to go play rec. You
want to play rec with your friend.
Yeah.
All right. My friend, right?
Yeah.
All right. Did your dad know that?
Yeah, he knows.
Okay. Yeah, I see why he was pissed off a little bit. I'm getting pissed thinking about it, but it's not a big deal. Then 11th grade, you make the team again, right?
Yeah.
But you quit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to play.
I just don't want to play. And then honestly, like what was going on, our rec games was getting some weight carried to it. Like it was getting to the point to where we was like, okay, we got a game tonight. This is who we playing. So it was one particular game where we played a team called Tar Heels. It was this kid named Warren Chapman. So, and the whole thing was going around Warren was better than me. So I'm like, okay, I don't even know who this is. Jamal would tell me about him. You know what I'm saying? Jamal, remember, he's scouting. He do scout reports and stuff like this during school.
Yeah, you had your own league. Yeah, you had your own league.
Like, that's what it really turned into. Like we had the high school games, but we was having rec games. But this was when back was playing at Bell Terrace. Bell Terrace would be packed out for the rec games back when we was during that time. And so like our team was we had one of the best teams for the rec for the rec league. It was called the Yellow Jackets. But like the best teams we played was the Tar Heels team because they had Arthur Hill, Warren Chapman. So me and Jamal was running around believing we was the best 2-man team in the city at that time. So, it was competitive. It was real competitive, and we built more relationships there. But then the senior year came, we was like, we're gonna go ahead and try to play for the school. And we wound up making it. So we go through the season. Of course, we had some issues. Me and Jamal had some issues because, I was getting in and he wasn't playing. And you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and I was just sitting there. I was like, man, we could just went and play rec.
Yo, Mike, you a wild guy. Nah, man. It's always you.
I know.
You with that rec talk, man.
Yeah, bro, we could just go play rec.
So talking about you got the game, you're like, man, I should have played rec.
Yeah, man. I should have just went ahead and played rec ball, man. I would at least got the game.
That's funny as hell.
But and then we make it to the little state playoffs. I forgot who was playing. You know what I'm saying? Like we was in the game, and then George came sat next to me. He like Couvson, you ready to shoot? I like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm just sitting there, ready. Never got in to shoot.
At least you were ready, right?
I was ready though. I was ready. And then it was like, man, you know what? I was proud of myself because I finished.
Right. I'm proud of you right now. Yeah, think about it.
I stayed regardless of what happened. I stayed because I did get some playing time. I made the paper a couple of times, you know, for my little 2-4 points, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I stayed.
But you know, people don't realize how important that was. It's still important now, but I mean, it carries so much weight to be in the paper. You wake up eating your cereal. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm in there. Or if you don't go to the game, that was our ESPN for high school sports. And like we had AGB ball and all the stuff we got now. Yeah, that was it. It was just the paper. If it wasn't paper, it didn't matter. It didn't happen. Right. So I can also see wanting to stay for those reasons as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny because you're hearing the story now, and or not now, but hearing the story, and then what is normally said. It's not like you. I can't speak on a just got good thing. We're getting it later, but it's not like it seems to be that. It seems to be like you really just chose something else over something else. Like it's not like I'm not seeing where, at least not from your story, where it's like you wasn't good enough, so you wasn't getting taken. You wasn't playing. You wasn't this. You didn't make the team. It's just like it was your choice. It was a choice you made. I want to have fun doing this. Yeah. So I'm gonna do it this way. I'm not gonna have fun right here.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it. Like I was like, man, I just wanted to go be with them. I just wanted to hang out with my friends. I didn't want to do all that other stuff at the time. Like I didn't want to really go to practice after school or none of that stuff. At school, I wanted to go home. I wanted to go home and watch Dragon Ball Z. I didn't want to go to practice. I didn't want to do none of that stuff.
I hated practice too. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, I didn't want to do like the work ethic. I the only like you know how people say, man, I wish this. Only thing I say is I wish I had was my work ethic I got now. If I would have had that back when I was in 9th grade, then it would. I know I would be different. The work ethic piece, but other than that, I wouldn't change none of that I decided to do because at the end of the day, I knew baseball was where I really wanted to be at.
We skipped over that whole thing because from my knowledge, what I'm hearing, I heard that you was a baseball star at Glen Hills.
But baseball was my thing. Like baseball.
So
I did it. But this time with the baseball thing, I did it. I sabotaged that on my own. Cause Chris Tate and Chris Demons was my biggest advocates to come play. From 9th grade all the way up till they graduated. But me being me, I wasn't taking school seriously. I didn't have the grades to play baseball.
What they did you now? What they did you now, Mike? What was this time?
It was just honestly, I was going through.
You wanted to go home and lay down?
No, I was going through a phase. Okay, I was going through one of those like rebellious phases.
All through high school, it seemed like seemed that way.
Because like honestly, like I wasn't happy because it's like okay, I came back for my sister, but you know, like my dad was upset because I didn't come back. You know, so
do you feel any kind of guilt or like just felt the way?
It bothered me for a long time, like throughout high school because I didn't go back. So, you know, like it hurt me that I hurt him, but because I thought I was just like, you know, that's not where I want to be.
What'd your mom say about all this?
My mom was in rehab centers.
Okay.
So at the time, so
y'all didn't have.
We was close. Like we was close. We was very close. Like she always made sure she talked to me and stuff like that. I would go see her and stuff like that. But like my mom didn't really get involved with my sports until you know she got everything together, which is great now because she is like big time now.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So she's been good. So. But yeah,
I'm not gonna save me then. Because you talking to her in current times, I was thinking maybe she won't hear.
Man. My mom is a big influence behind everything I do now. She's kind of made sure I take care of my business first before I do anything else.
That's dope.
But yeah, like that. I let my dad down by not going back. And then it would just put me through one of them phases. It was like, man, you know, it is what it is. And no matter what I do, ain't nobody gonna be satisfied.
Right,
so
right.
I was just doing whatever I wanted to do. So I wasn't taking school seriously, slept in class. I went to class and just didn't pay attention.
F school, F baseball, F varsity. Look, let's go recruit these rec guys. We're gonna kill this person and this person. We're gonna do.
That's it. And then like I was doing, but the rec baseball thing, it had more upside to it because you make the team, the all-star exposure. And so that's where like the baseball thing was really taking off for me. But it would have took off even further if I would took it more seriously. If I would just did my work.
What would you tell somebody like right now, like in just current time, a kid that's not fully confident in sports? Now I'm not talking about any kid. I'm talking about a kid who knows they can play. Mm-hmm. You play outside. You know you can play. You know you can compete with the players that's playing well. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to confidence, and you lack it. Yeah. You just like it. Some people get on that court and they just go blank. Yeah. They like it. How would you tell someone to overcome that, or how can someone overcome that? Now that you're older.
Now that I'm older, I learned something. I would tell them, know your why, which means know why are you playing? Understand why you playing. Who you playing for? Like, if you understand your why and who you playing for, everything else will just meet in the middle after that. Because for me, like, I didn't really understand what my why and who I'm playing was until 3 months ago. And I'm 36.
Damn.
I didn't understand it. But see, I knew it, but I never knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing it, but I never knew what I was doing it for. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that whole, like saying, when we get onto that just got good piece, that's gonna be a fun piece, because I feel a lot of things about the just got good thing.
So I ain't gonna jump into it yet, but I do want to ask. So you play in school, you play Brooklyn Hills and stuff, and you graduate. So what's life like after that? Like, because obviously you got all these leagues out here. You playing sports. You're doing life happens. Mm-hmm. You have your first kid at 20.
Yep, and that's all right. So little people know after I graduated, me and Maul, we was it was when Aiken Tech had a program. So
basketball team.
Yep. Okay. So we went up there. because we were gonna try to go to Aiken Tech. So we went to Aiken Tech. So they had the tryouts, but so everybody had to go in this one room. So, you know what I'm saying, we got there, we couldn't find where the room was, but we eventually found a room. The room was packed. So we looked in there, and I looked at Ma, like, bro, we going in? And he was like, nah, man. Like, look at all the people in there. I like, shoot, in my mind, I was like, well, you did drive, so I ain't got no choice but to go to leave. So we left. So we left, right? But then I got to my grandparents. You know, my mom and dad and them was still here because it was just after we graduated. So I was like, I want to go to Aiken Tech, and I want to try for the basketball team. And it was like, because I ain't had no scholarships or anything like that. But they derailed it. They was like, we're not paying no out-of-state fees or nothing like that. I was like, I just want to try out. So I kind of was talked out of it, but I didn't stand my ground. I should have just still went.
Who taught you out of it? I'm just curious.
My grandparents and my dad.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm on your dad's side a little bit because you didn't show him for 5 years now.
Hey, so
that ain't what you want, because you might make the team and now you just say, Dad, you know what? Now think about it. I ain't trying to play no more.
I was like, no. I was like, well, I got talked out of it, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to Augusta Tech. So I went to Augusta Tech. I met my oldest son mom then. So what really happened when I met her? I stopped playing basketball. Period. I stopped playing. I ain't played ball for a whole year. She was somebody like our first real girlfriend.
Got you.
So I didn't want to play basketball.
You were distracted. I got you.
Yeah,
not blaming her, but you know.
No. I didn't want to play basketball no more.
New things happen in life, man. New feelings and
I'm 19. I'm 18 going on 19. You know, I'm like, bro.
You chose love, man.
I was like, man, this is what, hey, man, they going to go play. Like, Mike, you coming? Nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm going to go hang out over here.
Oh, my girl. Leave me alone.
Man, I'm good. But see, that's a funny story, though, because back, because, I never went to prom. I never went to prom.
Why didn't you go to prom?
I went to work out. I went and played basketball prom night. All like both years, 11, 12 grade.
I wish I had a camera on me so they could see my face right now.
I went and played ball. And
I ain't go to prom either, believe it or not.
I didn't go. Me and Maul went and got up shots outside at Bell Terrace.
Did y'all have dates to the prom?
Could have. Didn't even bother to ask. It was just like, no. And then graduation night, we went to a little party at a little hotel, but only thing we wanted to do was go play basketball. I didn't want to do nothing else. That I wasn't very social. I wasn't. I didn't want to do none of that stuff. So I just wanted to play sports. It didn't matter what it was.
Did you ever feel like you didn't fit in?
Yeah.
When do you, even, I mean, maybe not now, but I don't know how to, I don't know if you do or not, but like, at what point in life do you feel like you start to blend or fit in with things or people or just your?
I honestly don't feel like I still blend in or fit
I can see that a little bit. Okay,
I just feel like
now things are starting to make sense. Me watching you over the last few years, everything starting to make sense.
Yeah,
now.
like I still don't feel like I fit in. Period. Because like you know what I'm saying. I like the things I like. I like what I like. But I tell everybody all the time, man, like don't be ashamed of what you like.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because people will shame you for the stuff you like.
But you know what? That was crazy though. Like that's one of the things I always liked about you though was that you didn't give me a vibe like you were like not. And not to say that any school has a prototype, but just talking to you, or like not now, but just in the past, I wouldn't say, "Oh, he going to Glen Hills." I only know that because David saving the Glen Hills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't give me like, "Oh, Spartan on 3 vibes." Yeah. Like you know, just
no,
you just you.
Yeah, because if you look at it, if you really go back and look at Glen Hills, like when I went, there is no pictures of me anywhere.
When you was at Hardin, drinking water.
George found a picture of me, but if you go back and look, there is no. You wouldn't even think I went there because there's no pictures of me anywhere. Like I mean, it's pictures of me with the team and stuff like that, the baseball team and stuff like that. But it's like pictures, like senior pictures, all that stuff. Yeah,
but on baseball, they say you was a star. Like so, why? Like what?
There's no pictures of me, man. It's just you.
Were you just shy? You just shy?
I just didn't care for it. But it's like the team photo. You see me in the team photos. But you don't see me. You don't see me in nothing else.
Well, I know this is kind of on a tangent, but we're not on a tangent. But it's kind of going back and forth. But like the dynamic of your family, I don't want you to get too deep into your mom business and like that. But the dynamic of your family, did that ever play a part in you being shy? Or do you think some of the things you were dealing with that people didn't know about probably still don't until they watch this? Like, oh, damn, he was going through all that. I didn't know that. But the feeling of letting your dad down, or you know, the guilt of not going back to your dad, your mom having a life that she had, and you may be thinking about that. You know, so it's a lot of triggers with that too. When you're in school, mama joke, certain things don't hit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that
I actually fought somebody because they made fun of my last name. That's how bad I was. Like I used to, like people don't like realize I used to have real anger issues. Like I used to have a temper.
Do you think it stemmed from family?
It just from growing. Yeah,
you probably mad at other things, but you just gonna take it out.
Yeah, I actually fought somebody because they made fun of my last.
You probably was mad and you quit the team too. Like just like F that.
Yeah, and it was like I was over it, man. It was like it was just so much different things that I didn't make peace with. You know what I'm saying? Until I got older. But you know what I'm saying, as a young kid, you gotta move. When we moved, it was like, okay, this is just a vacation. Cause they always say we taking you out to Georgia. Okay, cool. This is just a vacation. But when I saw my parents, when I saw my mom going one way and my dad going another way, something was like, nah, man, you ain't coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is permanent. Like I done seen them, go several ways and come back, but nah,
it felt different.
This is different. Like this is not happening. So, you know what I'm saying? I go summer vacation, 3 months turned into a year, and then a year turned into 2 years, and then I'm like, nah, Grant, I'm ready to go. I want to go be with my dad. So, but yeah, it was a lot of traumas that happened growing up that kind of shaped me into do some things that didn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? Because it was like, I could go play sports, but I didn't want to.
Like at the time you navigating, so in your mind, like we talking about it now, and in hindsight, it seems silly to do that. It seems people listening probably like, what the hell? Why you keep quitting team? But in reality, you're not thinking about like that 11th grade. Like, I quit 9th and 10th too. You just quitting because like I don't want to do it.
Yeah, see, that's one thing about me that my family know about me. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what you say or anything. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. So,
all right. So, school, you say no, Aiken. Thank God you saved their time. You probably made a team and quit. Who knows, right?
I probably
would. But, life goes on. So, at what point do you like start, or how often are you playing basketball still? Because obviously you got love for the game. I don't know if you had dreams of playing at a high level or you just wanted to play and be better at whatever you were playing at, but you continue to play. And then, like, at what point do you feel like, okay, you're confident enough now to like, I'm going to any gym and it's kind of like my gym? Or, how long?
I didn't get that way until after me and my oldest son mom split. Because after that, it was just nothing. Because I couldn't play baseball anymore. I had I had messed my shoulder up. It was done. It was through. So when I turned 21, that's when it was basketball full time. It was kind of like, but I never really did. I never had no plans of taking it nowhere. I just wanted to play basketball. I just loved the game that much.
But how? So I'm glad you said that, because when you just want to play basketball, maybe not having no rhyme or reason to it, just wanting to play. Mm-hmm. Did that ever become a problem for you with people, like whether it's relationships or?
Yeah.
Because people don't understand. Like, we will get into what you're doing, so it'll make sense later on. But in that moment, they're like, "Yo, school's over. Mm-hmm. You're not in college.
You're right.
You're not playing for no team. You're not making money. Why you keep on playing basketball 24/7?"
Yeah, it did. It put a strain. It put a strain on my marriage. Big time. It's like it was just I couldn't. It was the term is you can't see the forest from the trees. So it was kind of like, man, like I wanted to try to have my cake and eat it too. I was trying to okay, I can go play basketball for this many hours and I can still be at home. And it wasn't really working out that way. So, but I had offers. I had offers for school. I had offers, to go try out for these pro teams and all that other, all that stuff. But my son Jeremiah came. So that's why I was like, well, it's decision time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I knew now back then, but that's when I had made the decision that I was getting ready to be 25. I was like, you know what? I just want to be a dad. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about going pro or getting paid to do any of this. None of that matters to me. I'm going to play basketball, but I want to be a dad. So I've been content with being a dad. You'll never hear me say, oh, I should have did this and should have did that when it comes to the game. You'll never hear that.
But I guess, and I definitely understand that. And when I ask the question is, I wonder people around you, people that's in your circle or just that see you on a day-to-day basis, was there ever a thing like, if you were going to play this much, you should have took this offer, or you should have did that? Because you play a lot of basketball.
Yeah, I get that. I get
play a lot.
I get hit with that all the time because I got a friend. His name is Greg Monroe. He's an older guy. He watched me play basketball since I was playing on Fort Gordon at 13. So he had got me set up to try out for Augusta State. I had met Coach Dip and everything. I had went. He took me there to go play. And, all the guys and stuff was there and some college guys and, had a good showing. And he was like, did you take the SAT? I was like, nope. He was like, did you take ACT? Nope. And he was like, well, you're going to take all that stuff and then take either one of those. We'll get you in here. I ain't going to do it because I didn't.
Yeah, every time you tell me a story so far, man, I feel like
I didn't want to do it.
It's a great build-up and then it's like, shh, I'm going to drop the ball.
I didn't want to do it because.
I rock with it, though. I
want, man, nah, I'm good. I just want to, I just want to play. I want to be my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
The idea of knowing, okay, yeah, you're not playing, but you got all these shots. You trying out, you making this, you making that, but you choosing not to play. Mm-hmm. Does that ever be a good settlement for you? Like, okay, well, maybe I didn't play for Augusta State, but I probably could have as long as I just took the SAT. Like, I was able to hold my own with them.
Yeah, that's the gratification I get. I know I can compete. I know I can compete with y'all, and like I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I got a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm working and stuff. I like, man, y'all play every day. Y'all just get up. This is what y'all do, and y'all let a 9 to 5er. And this is before I started working out and doing any of that stuff. I like y'all let me. This is what y'all do. Come
day
in
and
do
day
this
out,
to y'all.
most of the day.
And that made me happy because that let me know I can compete. So I was like, that piece right there, I was good.
So this is a good segue, perfect segue, man. So why do it seem like they make you the poster child for just got good? I don't know if you feel that way or not, but every time somebody say that, I don't know why I be thinking they're talking about you. It's only Mike Gibson. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? But it's a bunch of people that say it, and as if like maybe they don't know the story because obviously it's not you were bad back then. You didn't play as much. You chose not to play.
Well, honestly, it's because I really feel like that because my game has no flash to it. My game is very fundamental because I knew for a long time, like I know I ain't the fastest. I know I can't jump the highest. You know what I'm saying? But I always knew if my fundamentals was good, I can stay. I can be out there. But what was the missing piece for my game to actually really be complete was strength and conditioning. Once Lamont Johnson told me that's where I needed to get to the next level, that's when it happened. But what really got me to the next level, I got embarrassed in front of my oldest son. And I want to thank Trayvon Magruder for that.
Oh, he's nice.
Yeah, I want to thank Trayvon Magruder for that. And Trayvon, I tell Trayvon the story all the time because he's, like, for me to be the menace that I am in basketball right now, if anybody want to blame somebody, blame him. Because he knocked me down in front of my son. And that was embarrassing.
Like how? Like, what you mean?
Like, he just moved me out the way.
Like just boxed out?
Just period. Because Trayvon's a physical dude. Everybody misunderstands Trayvon as a basketball player, which I hate. Trayvon's just physical.
I think we played in the league and he played against us a few times in the league. And he pushed you a lot for no reason.
He's just a physical dude. So he moved me out the way, and it was embarrassing to me because it happened in front of my son. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon didn't mean nothing by it or anything like that, but for me, it was personal.
Michael Jordan.
It was. That's what I'm saying. It was very personal. So like I had made my mind up, and then coincidentally they just built Planet Fitness right there on Peach Orchard Road, and so Planet Fitness was the first gym I ever joined because I was scared to join gyms because I hated the weight room. I never wanted to go in weight rooms. Never cared for it. So that journey started at 25. I've been working out the way I've been working out since then. I've been doing it for going on 12 years. Consistent workouts, no stops. So that was the only thing that was missing. Like I had every level of the game. I'm a 3-level scorer. You know, of course, the older you get, you don't get better at defense the older you get. So, but I used to be a real legit 2-way player.
So what do you think the reason is for it though? Why do you think they kind of push it towards you?
I don't know.
Or your direction?
I don't know. I guess because I'm always playing. You know what I'm saying? Because like you ain't gonna really go too far basketball wise and not see me there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you also win a lot of championships in a lot of these leagues.
Yeah, and like because David, Tony Mitchell, all those guys, man, they was like Chuck Graham. All them guys, man, they was running the city as far as, championships and stuff.
But normally, right, in those kind of settings, I'm not trying to call them has-beens at all. I'm just using that for terms. People that were good in high school and maybe they're not playing now, they normally playing that just to kind of stay in shape or whatever. Yeah. Or just to fulfill whatever little void they want to fill.
Right. But they was
so
the
now
standard.
You're coming there.
Yeah, they was the standard for us. They was like,
technically speaking, you're not a high school legend.
Yeah. But
you winning championships. And like, well, damn, y'all went to the same school? Well, how he got all these championships and you only got this many championships? You know what I'm saying? How he playing this way? And he got 40 today and you only had 8.
Yeah.
But because in their mind, they looking at a player who, I'm going to just say a person that was let's say Tony Mitchell. Let's just say, for instance, even though he still be killing the leagues, but let's say he had 8 points that day, but you have a lot more. But to them, he's better than you because his high school better than you. His high school story is better than you. Yeah,
like his resume is way better than mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
so when you have a good game, it's like, well, you just got good anyway. Like, that's kind of like the pushback to you having a better game than somebody else, or you being better than somebody else at this very moment now.
Yeah, and see, like guys like Tony and all them, they was the standard for me. It's like, okay, if you can go in there, you might lose. But if you can go in there and show them that you can compete and you can kind of push them a little bit, then to me that's an accomplishment for me because sometimes gaining that respect on the basketball court is kind of more important than actually winning the game.
Right.
Because I wanted to belong in the conversation with those guys because they was like I said,
and that's your era.
Yeah, I got a lot of GOATs. You know what I'm saying? Tony knows he's one of them. David, he's one. BJ Cummins, like Tony
David who?
Beard.
Okay, shout out to my guy David Beard. Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Antonio Grant,
my guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All those guys.
Tonio's nice.
Yeah,
he's nice.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
I don't know if he get enough credit because he's nice.
He's
nice.
He don't.
He went to what school he went to?
Tonio went to North Augusta.
That's why. That's why. Okay.
And see, and it's like, and it's even guys that's younger, that's a little bit younger than me that, you know what I'm saying, that don't really play no more, but I still feel like they GOATs to me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I did the Butler alumni game just recently, like a lot of people don't know the stories behind me, Rick McGee, and Marcus Curry. It's kind of like it's kind of like a forbidden door. Don't nobody know those battles that I used to have with them Saturday mornings and Sunday afternoons at Diamond Lakes in Fort Gordon. Like it's just
when y'all was younger, y'all played.
Yeah, when we was younger, like it used to be blood, like real legit. Like I'm coming for you, you coming for me type deal.
Did they ever ask you like why you not playing? Like why don't you just play for the school? Because obviously they was who they was.
No, they didn't they never asked me because they didn't know anything about me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't
that's
know
crazy.
nothing. They didn't know nothing about me until
they
they
are battling. They consider the two man of the city.
Yeah.
And somebody who just keep making a team and want to quit every week. They
didn't know nothing about me until after the fact. Like until we played in like just regular pickup. That's when a lot of people kind of really figured out who I was because of pickup. So and then like you start seeing me in leagues and stuff like that. So and then after a while the Augusta leagues they started getting watered down and my interest was
watered down, or or because you was only working out 12 times a day.
Well, everybody wasn't really playing anymore.
Well, you was because you ain't never stopped.
Yeah, I was still playing, but nobody was really playing.
Mike, you came to a game. I'm gonna tell you this is your problem, right? You came to one of our games when we had lows. I used to get so happy when I see this because I ain't got to play a lot. Yeah. Just play a little bit, get some threes. I go sit down, go work next morning. Cool. You came in. I'm like, hey Mike, he's sweating already. Where he coming from? Well, he just played the championship game. Came with the trophy and everything. I'm like, bro, why are you playing another game today? Then you worked that morning. You had your daughter with you. I'm like, bro, what do you got going on?
Man, that's just how it was made after the fact because it was just a routine now. It was like, man.
So you saying watered down, but look at you, like you
Well, because like
you in 5 leagues at one time.
That's what I'm saying. But see, I met people that kept me interested.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, I found twin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I went to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? So we was sitting there. So he was cutting my hair and he was like, man, he was playing. I was like, man, I got a team at the Y. You know what I'm saying? You want to play at the Y. You know what I'm saying? And Jamal didn't want the twin at the time. Cause you know what I'm saying? I don't like how people view twin at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because
how did they view twin? I'm curious.
Because
that's your boy. So
they viewed him, man, he was misunderstood. He was just a passionate dude, and he's so young in basketball years.
But he's the same way now though.
He's actually like people don't give how much credit, man. That man game done grown.
I always like twin because I know that if somebody beat me to the basket, I'm straight.
Yeah, see,
I could send the twin.
That's what I'm saying. See, his game done grown so much now. Like the boy is just, if he really wanted to, he can get a job.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
If he really wanted to,
definitely.
But he's older now, so he's making more business life decisions now.
Right.
So, but when I found him, he was real raw at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody want to say he was a hothead. I was like, it don't really bother me, man. Like he's learning. So he was learning.
I think I'm not gonna say he is or not a hothead because I think it's hereditary for him and brother to his brother to be viewed that way because of how they are. Mm-hmm. They just don't take anything. So I wouldn't say hothead, but they definitely can be in that realm. Yeah. I won't put that tag on them though, because I just wouldn't. But one thing I will say, and I don't got too many bad twin stories. Honestly, like I always tuned them out. Yeah. It was one day I just couldn't tune them out. Right? We had a game. We played easy go. It was something to do with you. It's not a bad thing because it happens in basketball, whatever. But somehow, some way, somebody missed a shot. All right. The guy from Easy Go goes up, dunks it. Yeah. You underneath him. All right, cool. Yeah. Twin looking at me. I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do? I'm way over here. I'm supposed to stop that?
Yeah, that was his younger days. See, he was still figuring the game out at the time.
We went to the timeout. He go, oh, it's not your fault. I want to say, whose fault it was? I'm not no disrespect to you, but I'm not under the basket. Like, yeah. I'm not.
See, he was still figuring the game out.
But I always I liked about him was he gonna say what he say, and then that's gonna be like it don't prolong. Mm-hmm. He'll spaz in first quarter, give you 5 in 2 minutes. It don't matter. It's just that's how he is.
That's what I'm saying.
So it didn't bother me. Though.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Watching him is funny though.
Yeah,
like,
he's misunderstood. Like I tell him, and like I always looked at him and Nate when we actually came together and started our semi-pro journey, because that whole semi-pro journey, that's a story in itself. But they was misunderstood, and then like a lot of people don't realize. See, they went to Glen Hills too, and they actually made the team. Daniel did. He made it, but things happen.
That's also another person I don't know if I'm playing. Like,
yeah, see,
people keep telling me to play with Glen Hills. I'm like, I don't believe that.
Yeah, things happen, and he had to leave. You know what I'm saying? But because Mike Carter always said it. Mike Carter, who is my partner on the Magic and my coach. He was looking for twin, like, because Carter got this thing. He has this thing where we made the team together. We brothers now. So he was looking for him, and we didn't see him no more. And I didn't know Twin had left and went to Laney. And that was the last time I seen Twin. I ain't seen Twin no more till years later till he cut my hair. So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it was coincidence that, you know what I'm saying, I bumped into him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, as a matter of fact, fast forward a little bit, I had just got put on by the Fort Gordon Eagles. This is when my semi-pro career was about to start. So, and then Eddie Bird, he was looking for players. I'm like, okay, I know a guy, 6'8", you know what I'm saying, rim protect. That's when I brought Twin on. But, you know, Twin started. He was starting immediately because you can't teach height.
Of course, yeah.
6'8". So
wingspan, all that, yeah.
So for me, I'm sitting on the bench. I'm like, damn, it feel like high school all over again.
I know, right? Bro.
So I gotta
go pick another team, ain't you?
I wasn't gonna quit, but I was like, man, I gotta go through two people to get on the floor. But at that point in time, that's when my competitive nature was really really in me, like really starting to come out, because I was like, okay, well, here's a challenge for me to try to get past somebody, which is something I should have had when I was in school.
But just to add on to, I think that you really was dealing with like internal family issues and dynamics that I do think kind of was blocking you from even thinking other things were important to you. Yeah. That competitive was important because like my dad here, my mom there. Look, fuck it, it's whatever. I'm just going go chill at the house. Yeah. Where my friends at, you know, I want to be around love.
Yeah,
and I think that's naturally because now you're older and you're able to do it. I don't think it's a coincidence that that's unlocked now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think it would have been there had everything been right around you. Because when you went back to your dad, you was competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think you needed that love around you. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and then like
when you ain't got that, ain't nothing important.
Right. Yeah,
that's just what it is, bro.
And see, at 25, so like I got my kids, I got my older son, I got my little son. So okay, so I'm playing. So then it's kind of like, all right, I want to start. So I had to get through this guy named Michael Fryer. Man, when I say this is one of the best guys I ever seen play, one of the best guys I ever seen play, but it was like, man, like I want to learn from him, but I also want to take his job.
I'm gonna beat him too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I never really understood what those competitions was like with people. Like somebody always coming for your spot. So I'm learning something now. Like, hey man, like you want to be a top dog, you gotta go after the top dog.
Right.
So and that's what I did. So I finally, I got a little bit past them. You know what I'm saying? I finally made it to the starting lineup. So then, Fryer had left, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it was just the Fort Gordon Eagles was kind of falling apart at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because they're a military team, things happen, life happens. So pretty much me, Twin, and Eddie Bird, we was kind of rebuilding the Fort Gordon Eagles our way. So we was bringing guys in. We bring guys in that we played with, you know what I'm saying, throughout these regular leagues and stuff. So we brought Nate, twin brother, we brought him on, and then I brought Matt Todd in. Now the thing about the thing with the Matt Todd thing is everybody was saying that me and Matt Todd can't play together because I got to get my shots, he got to get his shots. So I took that I took that personally. So I was like, okay.
Part two people.
Yeah, I took that personally. So I was like, okay, well, I can show y'all we can play together. So this is how I started learning how to play the one. So I was like, man, I can sacrifice my game for the betterment of the team. So I had Lamont Johnson, who still was in my ear helping me train, and he was teaching me the ins and outs of point guard. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just got to know when to get your shots, but keep everybody involved. So for about 2 years, I was pretty bad at being a point guard.
Can I be honest with you? I watched you play a few times, right? Now, y'all won and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I watched you play, but I was like, damn, you might not shoot the ball no more?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
And you was wide. I'm like, yo, normally he pull up right there. Like, why is he not doing it? I remember asking Dave, I said, why he don't shoot the ball no more? Why you don't shoot? I don't know. You're just not shooting.
Yeah, see, I changed. Like I had changed my whole.
And then when you would shoot, you wouldn't make it because now you're not shooting like you normally shoot.
No,
so
I didn't know how to.
I definitely saw some of the bad games, but y'all won. So.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know how to. I didn't have no balance. I didn't understand it, so I was figuring it out. So we still built. We steady building. We steady building. Then we bring in guys like Richard Yancey in. I brought Kadeem Bates in, Trayvon Magruder. So we just forming the team. So
and this is still the rec. This is rec.
No, we in semi-pro level.
Okay.
So
it's the Magic.
Yeah, no, this is Fort Gordon Eagles. This is
that's what I mean.
This is before we became the Magic. So we building. So we making playoffs. You know, we kind of get knocked out the first round because a lot of it was still kind of raw for us. Like we ain't never really played against guys that's play basketball for a living.
Yeah.
Like these are professionals. Like these dudes, like you get up every day. Hey man, I gotta go to work.
Ball's life.
Yeah, I gotta go to work. Y'all wake up in the morning and do this. So as time go on, we get to this tournament. We get to this tournament, this Veterans Day tournament. We playing some team. I forgot, some military team. So this particular game, Mike Carter was my coach. This particular game, I come out. I think I come out and hit like 4 or 5 straight threes, straight up. Kadeem is being Kadeem. Kadeem talking. He getting in everybody's ear and stuff like that. And then it was one play. Me and Twin's famous backdoor lob.
Yeah.
Twin caught it on somebody. So they tried to fight Twin. And everybody always expect Twin to throw the first punch. Never throw. He never does it. He didn't do anything. Backed up, hands up, everything. And they was talking about going to the trunk on Twin. So his brother, in his defense, I'm gonna protect my brother. I'm gonna protect my team. He tried to beat him out there first.
Right. Gotcha.
But we was to blame for the tournament being sideways. We got blamed for it. So at that point in time, I had already was formulating in my head, I'm about to get my own team. I can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So and that next day I tried to patch it up with Coach Bird, but it didn't go that way. So at that point in time, that next day, I was like, man, I'm leaving the Eagles. I'm gonna form my own team. But I also said, hey, y'all do not have to come with me. If y'all want to stay playing with Bird, that's fine. No hard feelings. But I'm not staying here no more. So the Magic was forming. Everybody came. We all stayed together. So that's when the Magic was born, man. Pretty much off.
But how soon? Like, all right, so
it
wasn't like the next day you just had the Magic.
No,
so like what went into making it the Magic? Why is it called the Magic? Garden City? Like, tell me all that stuff.
Yeah, well, Garden City comes from the fact that what I'm saying, Augusta's considered the Garden, Garden City. So that's where we got that from. The Magic, I was flirting around with many names. I had the Suns. I had the Suns. I even thought about the Warriors. I even thought about the Nets. But then it was like something about Magic was just like, it just kept popping up. And then I kept seeing Penny Hardaway stuff. And then like the old Orlando Magic stuff. I like the color schemes and stuff like that. I'm like, man, that's pretty dope. I'm like, man, let's be different. So let's be Magic. So we finally got there. And then we came up with the name. So we like, cool. We got some traction. So, and then the Fort Gordon Eagles with the Augusta Eagles, they fell out of the ECBL, which is the league we in, the East Coast Basketball League. So
fall out meaning like it's not a team no more.
No, it's not a team anymore.
Got you.
I mean, they've come back as Fort Gordon Eagles, but it's owned by
somebody different.
But yes.
Real quick, why Garden City over Augusta? I like Garden City though.
Well, because everybody did Augusta. We
makes
had
sense.
Augusta Grooves, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to stand out.
Yeah,
there.
Augusta Eagles, you know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
that. I like Garden City.
So I was like, man, so it'll be Garden City. So then we did that, and then it was like, well, how are we gonna do our logo? It's separated from the Orlando Magic. So like this is our second logo. We actually got one more. But so like trying to make sure we stand out in our own way was hard. It was definitely hard. And then like I did all the jersey designs. That took a lot. What
goes in? Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. What goes into to making your own team? And I only said it because it's been a few people who have attempted that.
Yeah,
you had, I don't know if it really was his own team or what. You had PJ with the Kings.
Yeah,
which is a ABL or ABA.
There was an ABA at the time. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say everybody. It's a few teams that I saw that was out. Right now you got the Georgia Soul, which is another team. Which honestly, that was hard for me to make that distinction because I went to one of the games like, where's Mike?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, that's where we be trying to make sure we try to, distance ourselves from, because we don't want to create no confusion. That's why I'm saying like they Georgia Soul that fits, and then we got Garden City Magic that fits. We just try to make sure we tell everybody we in two different leagues.
But do any of you have the same players at all? At one point, I did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like some guys want.
It was confusing me because I thought George played for both at one point. I don't know.
Yeah, they did both. We had a couple of guys that did both. You know what I'm saying?
So when I didn't see, I was like, what? And then I remember they was like, oh no, that's his own team. I was like, what you mean? He said, no, that's his own team. He don't play. He played for his own team.
Yeah. So
I didn't understand it. So now I'm understanding everything. Okay.
Yeah. So we got our own, like everything is on. Like building a team, like for me, for this to function, I had to find guys that for me being an owner. For my general manager and coach, we got to be on the same page. We got to kind of have like minds. I'm a real competitive person. I'm an old school person too. So, you know what I'm saying? I kind of like to be competitive. And I always got a saying too, it ain't about being right. It's about getting it right. Too many people always try to be right. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to be right sometimes, but hey, sometimes we gonna mess up and we got to try to figure out how to get it right. So, you know what I'm saying? We hang on that. Me, Mike Carter, Terrence Casey, Jermaine Parker, Trey Calloway. We hang on that saying heavy. We ain't about being right. We're about getting it right. So, and the hardest thing about it is understanding personalities. The personalities of your players. That is very hard because our league is different. We don't pay players.
So it's pretty much you in there off pure dedication.
Yes. If you playing for the Garden City Magic, you playing for two reasons. You playing because you still love to play, and you also playing because it's a platform to get you to where you can get paid.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So my job with the Magic is twofold. Number one reason why the Magic is in play is for my oldest son. For all my kids, really, but for my oldest son in particular. Because I still want him to always be able to have somewhere. Because if he goes to school, school ain't for everybody. If you don't like school, you still got a chance to play somewhere to where you can still get seen, if that's something you want to do. Or if you want to just take it from me when you have age.
What about just the idea of saying, hey, look, I'm playing pro basketball.
Yeah. And like you playing semi-pro basketball. No, you're not getting paid, but you still playing against high-end competitive guys. It's guys in our league.
But it's the platform when you can somebody can see you, or those are still scouted. You can be seen and still go to that next level.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. So we have guys that's played in the league, in the NBA, G League, whatever, that plays in our league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying.
Right.
So you're not playing against no bums. You playing against some real guys. So, and the second part is for the Magic is to prepare guys to be professional, to know the ins and outs of the business. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you getting prepared so you can be ready. Because you just never know when you're going to get that phone call. Like, hey, man, I like what I saw from you, man. I need you on the flight here. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure people are ready. And we also try to make sure people are ready for the real world, too. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't playing this game forever. You know what I'm saying? So you want to build those relationships to where we can always still steady help each other and keep growing.
I know you talked about earlier, like lacking confidence and things of that nature. So when did you start to get that confidence up, built enough in yourself to have to talk like you're talking now, to be as transparent as you're being, speak as candid as you're speaking. But also I know that with you having a team, it costs money. When things cost money, you need money. When you need money, you go to sponsors. Yeah. You gotta present things in front of these sponsors. You got to talk about things, but you're doing all this all while still working out as a player.
Actually, I didn't really get this confidence until I graduated college because I didn't like talking. I don't like standing in front of people talking.
Was it 5 things you liked before all this good stuff happened to you? Like, cause you ain't like a lot of stuff. You ain't like.
Only thing
you ain't like anything really.
Only thing I really
just your friends and your sister.
Friends and my sister, and that's it. And like, I still don't like a lot of stuff, but no, like when I went to school, I was going for business administration. I got my degree, but I had to be able to talk to people. So I was like, well, let me try just be me. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever that looks like, just be you. Because I like to laugh. I'm silly, but I'm professional as well. So like the more and more I got comfortable talking, the more and more it felt good. It felt like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because they had got to the point to where they had wanted me to speak in graduation. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I just want to get.
They must not know you, huh?
Yeah, I don't want to get my degree and go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. So, but like now and then, I had a job with Cintas. So part of Cintas, being working with Cintas, I gotta be a sales rep. And when it comes to that's part of your income, you better learn how to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. So it just started becoming more natural. So
let me ask you a question about that real quick. This is just for my purposes.
Yeah.
Cause you just mentioned Cintas, like. When you work in a job like that where you are selling stuff, yeah, so you speaking, your pitch and all that stuff is really determine whether you making money to pay the bills or you just making ends meet, whatever, or nothing at all.
Right.
What lane do you tap into and to get certain things, like whether it's incentive, whether it's credit, whether it's getting somebody to spend a lot of money or water money, a deal, whatever. Like what's going through your mind as you're making these stops and as you're going to this home to speak to this person, or consulting this person, that person? It's
like, hey man, like you gotta get this done or you ain't getting paid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because they're your customer. You are who they see. So they gonna be in contact with you. They depending on you. So it's like, and
it's a good mindset to have.
Yeah, and so it's like all my customers at that point, like dealing with Cintas, even when I was doing my truck driving jobs, I build relationships with them because, I see them all the time. So of course you start having small talk conversations. Small talk conversations turn to, how your family doing. Then it just turns into, oh, we just talking all day. Like, damn, I lost track of time talking to you.
But if I feel like you're doing that, you got a sense of pride about it as well.
Yeah, and like I think because like they are an extension of me, and it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like if I'm a customer, I want to be taken care of too. You know what I'm saying? So I take that very seriously. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like lying to my customers, that's something I never did.
I asked, and everything you're saying was good. I asked that because I work in a warehouse, right? And we have this title called specialist there. So technically speaking, they're supposed to be special, quote unquote. They're supposed to bring in money, like it's their sole job to bring in extra money, whether it be leads that lead into money, something, incentives, credits, whatever. They're supposed to bring that in. And a lot of time at work, I'm saying, hey, yo, you got any credit apps? No.
Yeah.
But they smile like, how you looking at it? Nah, I don't got no, what's up?
Yeah.
Like nothing's up. Apparently you don't have nothing. You're not special.
Right.
So when you said that, I said, okay, I'm making this clip. I'm playing that job when I go back to work, man. I'm saying, hey, man, be like Mike.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, like I always tell everybody all the time, regardless of whether it be transparent when you handling business. Like, be transparent because, like, if you don't want to lie to you potential.
You ever felt pressure to like? I don't know if you had quotas or like metrics you had to meet.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you act when it's crunch time? Like you ain't at your metrics yet, but you can get there.
I get real like I have an athlete's mindset, so everything's a competition to me. So it's kind of like, hey man, like so they had this thing called renewals. So you get a certain amount of renewals, you get $500 extra every month.
Incentive,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so I had to get it down to 3, and I had 8 renewals sitting out there. I can never forget this. So, and it was like, dang, something was coming up. I forgot what's coming. Something was coming up. I had needed the money for it. So I was like, man, let's see if I can get it down. How fast I can get it down. I had got 5 renewals in 2 weeks because it was like, all right, your back is up against the wall, so you gotta just figure it out. So this is now you got no angles to get these people to re-sign.
But you set a goal for yourself.
Yeah,
you wanted to get it down. Like
so that's what I'm saying. Once the goal was set, like, all right, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never been to the point where I got to figure out how to make somebody stay with a company. That's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm asking these people to sign an agreement for 5 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's big.
Well, look, that helps when you do start signing players and things of that nature.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you kind of knowing your avenues, you know what I'm saying? But see, it's also knowing your customers. And it's also, like I said before, player personalities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta know your triggers. I gotta know, like, you know what I'm saying, you might need a little bit extra attention. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like me working in the sales field helped me become a better owner, actually.
Got you. Yeah, and I definitely tell people like say F 9 to 5 F jobs, and that's cool and all. Like do your thing, but you learn so much sometimes working that you can learn in real life, but you learn it that way. You learn it through working, and it helps you for other things in life a lot of times. So it's not about the job per se. It's about what you're gonna learn from that, and what you're gonna take from it to better yourself in life. And look at you now, what you're doing. You know.
Yeah, that's it.
The Magic. So when y'all season starting? Like,
it starts in March. It starts in March. Pretty much it's from March to about June.
So, how did last season go for y'all?
Last season was rough. It was kind of, I really say it was a rebuild because we lost some guys. You know what I'm saying? We lost Twin. We lost Matt. Those were two key guys that we lost, and then the Soul had their thing, and guys wanted to try to do both. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of put like a little bit of a hindrance on our end because you know what I'm saying, we need guys that practice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, because if you're not practicing, you're not getting the plays, and you're not building those relationships neither. Like when we on the court, we're
not real cohesive.
Yeah, we gotta be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? We can't be, you know what I'm saying, got guys coming in like, okay, he ain't been to practice, but he's starting. So that's gonna make some guys who be coming every day like, hey man, like bro, like, hey man, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But he just came and he's starting. No. So you know what I'm saying? I made that mistake last year. You know what I'm saying? But see, last season was a rough season for me. My grandma had passed. My marriage was going down the toilet. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I didn't know where I was coming and going. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just really just floating through the season. My numbers went down. I didn't really too much care about doing anything. I mean, the Magic was fun, but it was just like, what am I doing?
Everything else around you seems to be crumbling. So
it's like, man, I'm gonna finish the season though. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is my baby. So, like, I was just like, well, just finish it out, bro, and then we'll just revisit it later.
So what's the plans for this year? Like, what's the goals?
This year, man, we actually got a good group of guys in here, man, that's competitive. And, like, my leadership skills as a basketball player was garbage. I didn't know how to lead because I wasn't a vocal guy. But, like, if you was to talk to any of them now, like, I don't stop talking. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now the Magic is actually really taking on my personality now. Like, truth be told, I'm an asshole. I am an asshole.
Always been, or just like this a newfound thing?
No, I've always been one. I never let it out because
publicly you're an asshole now, but you was kind of private with it before.
Because I was a people pleaser for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I was a people pleaser. I didn't like people being mad at me. I didn't like rocking the boat, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that cost us a lot of games because I wasn't being me on the court. Like, I know what I can do, but I was too busy trying to, not be the guy. But I know I am the guy.
Got you.
Not because it's just my team, but it's because of the work I put in. I know I'm the guy.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm glad you said that because I got another story to tell you, right? So we had a championship game one time. We lost, but it's not a big deal. I was a little mad at you, man. You wasn't shooting the ball. I'm like, yo, what's he got going on? You kept coming down, passing them like, yo, he know he can shoot threes, right?
See, that's what I'm saying. See, I didn't want, because basketball, because like it was a lot of infighting on like, oh, Mike takes too many shots and stuff like that. But
I never cared. I like when Mike takes shots because Mike make a lot of shots
but
too.
At the same time, like if I always like, because I would hear it and I'm like, you know what? Let me go take a look at something. So I would always look at my stats. You know what I'm saying? I would look at my stats and it was always the same. Like it was always never more. It was never no more than, it was always between 20 and 25 shots. But I was still getting 35, 40 points. So I was always taught efficiency. Mm-hmm. Efficiency is everything. Efficiency and free throws on the offensive end. If I get that, then, you know what I'm saying, I can score a quiet 30, 40 points. But it's like now it's kind of like I want to be able to do what's necessary. I shouldn't have to take more than 25 shots to win a game. But the way the team is forming now, we got guys in here that's going to make sure that we stay even.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like chip in 15 here and 17 here. Because truth be told, like I tell everybody all the time, I don't care to really score. I really like passing and rebounding. I really do. I really love rebounding for sure.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
I really love rebounding.
You're a coast to coast dude too.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. But like the way like my game has changed. You know what I'm saying. But I still feel some kind of way about the just got good thing sometimes. And like I know not too long ago, it was a list out on who was one of the best, like who are the best shooters in the city of Augusta. My name wasn't on there.
Take that personal?
Yeah, I take that personal because I know I can shoot it, but it does. Like I'm not one of those guys that's just going to be just jacking up shots, just to be jacking up shots. I don't care if it's a rec game, pickup game, whatever. Like,
did you challenge them? Like, I'm one of those
guys.
We need to have a shootout then.
No, I'm one of those guys. I look at it. I'll be like, I look at the list. I'll be like, well, I ain't on this list, so I guess everybody think.
What were the names on the list that can shoot though? It was some
those guys can shoot. Those guys can shoot, but it's guys I don't played against.
But they ain't Mike though.
I feel like I know a couple of guys on that list that can really like fill that thing up, and it's like. For me, it was just like, why am I not on this list?
Got you.
Like, why am I not here? Like, what makes me not so? What makes me?
But
not
do you
good?
feel like we just talked about it in the beginning? You know how a lot of stuff is political here. People like to say popularity. I'm not using that word because I do feel like that's not true for the most part. But the political side of it is. It's not necessarily your name or like how popular you are, but it's who you're next to sometimes.
Yeah,
who you're around. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? And when people making a list and stuff like that, so if I know, let's say I see you always every day, you hang around PJ all the time, you playing with PJ all the time. When I write PJ name down, I'm thinking about you next for some reason, just because you're around him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's political. You know what I'm saying? Or I feel like I gotta put this person down. If I don't put that person down, they ain't gonna like this. So that's political. Making them kind of decisions. You're not thinking like, okay, who's really the best shooter? And then honestly, I think when you make a list like that, I'll say this. I think that we got to start making people be valid enough to make the list. Like what makes you valid enough to make that list? Not saying you have to have any credentials like be a shooter and like that, but how much of local basketball do you actually watch to make that list? Yeah. You know, when they make a list, I make it. David at every tournament. He had all the tournaments. It makes sense when he make a list. Some people make a list. It's like either they doing it to be funny, you know what I'm saying, or it's just clickbait, just trying to get some attention, which most times that's what it is. Or it's political, and that's fine. Usually they promoting something. Homecoming coming up. I made this list, ruffle some feathers. Everybody come out homecoming. Cool, we done. Yeah. But then you got somebody like Michael take the list out. I'm like, hey, I'm taking that personal, bro.
Yeah, see,
that's you on that list, bro.
That's me. That's the kind of competitor.
And that's right. You're right for that, though.
But
right
and see, that's what keeps me going. Honestly, like that's what keeps me want to stay playing. And it's like, man, like it don't matter. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter what they say. Somebody is always gonna have something to say about Mike's game. It's always gonna be that way, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's game got holes in it. You know what I'm saying? But
that's better than not talking about you at all, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I know it's always gonna be something, and you know it as like cool. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you say I can't do this. Well, let me go ahead and work on it then, because you might be some validation to it.
What goals are you setting for yourself as a player? Going like just in the next couple of years or whatever.
I want to have a ECBL championship before I turn 40, because 40 is when
36.
36, 37 next Monday. But I got two goals. I want to play one season with my son, and I want a championship before I'm 40. And because really 40 is my cutoff for playing basketball.
Nah, it says 40 new 20, man.
No, 40 is the goal.
40 is 40 is it. That's it.
40 is it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I already done told David I'm retired from the Clash. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with
that. I seen that, man.
Yeah, I'm retiring from the Clash.
That's what it was. You had it was a I don't know if it was a Clash, but you had a amazing showing in some of them games. Yeah. And because your name on a roster and people don't know who you are like that. That messed them up.
Yeah, and the thing about it is about the Clash, like, I mean, I know for a fact for me, that's still that's not even half of what I can really do.
Yeah, I know.
It's just the team. It's just our team be so good, and it's like, why do I want to disrupt that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at an age and I'm at a stage in my life where I don't want that kind of recognition. We playing for a championship. We playing for bragging rights, so that's important to me. I took that Butler homecoming game that we just played very personal. because it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's competing.
Right.
And then I'm seeing guys that I done played with and I'm still playing with out here playing. You know what I'm saying? So we not going to turn that off when we see each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we playing with the young guys and, you know, like, the young guys looking at us like, oh, y'all old heads. I'm like, man, honestly, man, if we really wanted to put the old heads together, y'all not beating the old heads if we really wanted to. But
this is a random question. Do y'all plan on playing a game against the Soul?
Yeah, I have to wait and see on that one.
I like that. See, I like that. I knew I stumped you with that one. Like, and I only think of that because, like, I know y'all both can represent Augusta in an amazing way, but also y'all got good teams. You know what I'm saying?
I tell everybody all the time, man, I love what they like. I
like the fact that neither one, like, it's no bad blood.
Nah,
it's
man,
always like y'all big each other up.
Yeah, because like when some of our guys that left and went and played over there, I was happy for them because it was like the next step. Like for Danny, I tell Danny all the time, like, bruh, like it was time for me and you to come, you know what I'm saying, break apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, you need to have your own success.
Right.
And he, you know what I'm saying, he played for another team in the league we in and almost got a championship. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt me that him and Matt didn't get that championship. Because that's something we came in here together trying to get. And I didn't care if they got it with me or somebody else. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, to be a champion. If you're not playing the game to be a champion, man, then, like, hey, man, like, you can't play with me because that's what I'm trying to play for. I want a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the end thing for me because semi-pro level where I'm at right now, that's the level. That's it. That's the ceiling for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that. That makes all the 5 a.m.s, all the blood and ankle sprains and bruises and torn muscles, all that makes it all worth it for me in the end because I sacrificed a lot to be great at this game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, marriage went downhill. You know what I'm saying? There's missed time with kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to be great at something because I wanted to be acknowledged for something. You know what I'm saying? Like I
respect it.
Yeah, like I wanted to be said, like I want, like they walk up to my kids like, hey man, your dad was that guy. Because the projects that we lived in San Francisco, when I used to go play with my dad,
yeah, what they said about him.
They were like, hey little George, your dad was that guy. Like my dad he won his high school championship on a half court shot. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad played against Bill Cartwright. You know what I'm saying? My dad could have went to the league, but it's funny how our parallels work. He chose to raise my older brother. My dad could have went to the league.
See that?
And that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of parallels between me and him. So, and it's like, you know, those kind of things like that. Like those little fun facts about me a lot of people don't know and why like I am the way I am.
But it makes sense. You quiet to yourself. So a lot of times people ain't gonna know because you're not braggadocious. You don't go around talking. No. Even when you come in the court, you don't come around saying, I'm gonna drop 30. You just drop 30. You don't just say, I'm gonna do it. You just do it.
And see, like, and now.
And you mad sports when you're playing. Like, you be killing somebody and you'll still be like, you good? You're all right?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not all right. Stop making these freaking threes.
Yeah, and see, like, now, when I went back into, like, what's your why you play this game? Like, I know why I play this game. I play this game because it's something that I love to do. And I know who I'm playing it for. You know what I'm saying? I play for my kids because at the end of the day, I will never get the love and respect that I feel like I deserve as a player. But win, lose, or draw, them kids still love me. They still love me at the end of the day. Well, it don't matter because they still to this day they ask me, Dad, how'd you do at your game? Did you lose? Did you win? They always ask, and I'm like, no. Sometimes it's got to be a winner and loser.
That's fire. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, I appreciate the conversation we had. This was dope, man.
Yeah, man.
Let them know where they can get tickets at, how they can find the Garden City. Man, you got a Facebook page.
Yeah, we got a Facebook page. We got a Facebook page. We got a Twitter page. We got an Instagram page. Go to the ECBL website, and we're on there. We will be doing. We're actually traveling on the 12th. We'll be heading to Spartanburg to play an up and coming team that just joined our league. But we do plan on having a family and friends day.
Okay.
So when we had a family and friends day.
Come back, let me know, bro.
I will, man, because we will be having a rematch because we had the blue versus gray game in Thompson. I was on Team Blue, George was on Team Gray. And George, I love you, but you took that L, bro, big time.
Shout out to George.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But George is one of my favorite players, man. George, I can't speak. If I can speak by every guy on my team, man, I would at the moment. But yeah, man, we will be doing that again, playing for that trophy that we had won in the round robin tournament. And that's be coming down soon. And y'all just stay tuned because the magic is on the way, man. We got some new stuff coming down. Y'all can just hit us up because we sell merch.
I definitely want you and George come back on here right before season start just to kind of refresh everybody's memory. Yeah. But this was dope to have a conversation with somebody who play all the time, every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Super respectful. Every time I see you, it's like, "What's up?" You speak to everybody. You come shake their hand. Just an all around stand up guy. And I noticed that a while back you came to my job one time. You had ordered something, I don't know. You was like in a truck or something. I'm like, but the way you spoke, the way we talked, you had your kid with you and stuff. I was like, damn, like, I only played ball with you, so I never had a conversation. I was like, yo, that's a pretty okay dude right there. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't give me no other vibes, but like hey, I'm just chilling.
No, man, because playing for the Lowe's team, man, that was a big deal to me because y'all could have asked anybody else to play, but y'all asked me. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I take that stuff personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm representing y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is y'all job. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to represent whoever I play for or whoever play for me. I'm going to represent you like how I would represent myself. And that's with anything, man. Like, building, because I wasn't good at building relationships growing up. And that's big with me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, those relationships mean a lot to me.
It's never too late, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and I'm always trying to learn different things. So, and I appreciate you letting me tell them story out here, man, because it's a lot of people who want to know why I do what I do and don't really understand it.
Definitely, I definitely see that, and I definitely think that a lot of people you're a mystery. You're just mystery because you post on social media here and there, nothing crazy, but you all basketball, like you all sports, you all business. You're not only just talking about BS, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And see, that's like, and honestly, that's my brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? And my workouts, like I tell everybody all the time, they're not there for show. They there to let y'all know, like, man, y'all can do it. Y'all can do it if you really want to do it. Like,
you low-key a trainer now, right? Kind of.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And I enjoy doing that. I just be want to help people. Like, my whole purpose,
you working the shit out of Jarrell.
Man, I'm about to get Jarrell back in there, too. But, yeah, the purpose of
when you get him back in, tell him he got to play for Magic.
Man, I hope he signed, man. I hope he want to sign. But yeah, the whole purpose of the workouts, man, is really to let y'all know that y'all can still do that, man, and like be motivated to do it, man. Because some of y'all got kids out there, man. Y'all want to be able to run and chase behind your kids.
Definitely,
you know what I'm saying. So stay with it, man, and y'all can take those workouts that I post. I post them really for y'all. I don't post them just to be saying I'm out here. They really for everybody. Y'all take them, save them. Use them because a lot of them workouts I do, y'all can do them in the comfort of your own house. You know what I'm saying? That's really what they for, really. So I'm always trying to help, and you know what I'm saying? I want everybody to be great, for real. So,
all right, last question before I got. Why you didn't play Nobles 1-on-1?
Why didn't play Nobles 1-on-1?
Yeah. I always wonder why you wasn't in that whole thing.
Honestly. One-on-ones are not something I do anymore. I feel like I'm too old for those. And Nobles is somebody that I got mad love for, and I can't handle him. I can't handle him. He, you know what I'm saying? Maybe about a few years ago. I can't handle him, man.
Honest answer. But he is shifty as hell.
Yeah, man. But I done played with him a few times, man, and that's been the most fun ever. And shout out to PJ too, man. We finally played in a tournament together, man. That was the most fun I ever had playing with you, bro. Like, for real. Like, all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the love and respect I got for all the basketball players in this city, man. It's just, I can't really put it in words. You know what I'm saying? So, but, yeah, man. And I want to send a shout out to my cousin, Said Beast 223, long live. So,
Definitely, man. Hey, this was dope, man. Dope conversation. Shout out to the Garden City Magic. You know what I'm saying? Wish y'all much success this year. I'm definitely coming to some games this year. I make at least 2 games every year though, but definitely gonna come support. So let me know whatever you need, man. I'm here.
Hey, man, for sure, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Definitely, man. Morning Masters Podcast, be out, man.